Hi, 5th grade. So our next project has all to do with masks. Now, masks are from all over the world, all sorts of different cultures. What I want you to do first is we're gonna have a turn and talk to start off our conversation. What I want you to do is I want you to turn and talk to someone, and here's what I want you to talk about. You are going to talk about what are masks for? What do people use them for? However, the reason that people wear masks cannot be Halloween. So think outside the box. Why would a person need a mask? Why would they wear one other than for going out on Halloween? Awesome, thank you so much. So people make masks for art. They might use them for a play or a parade. Sometimes a culture will use them for ceremonies or rituals. What I want you to get from this project is that although people wear masks for many different reasons, one thing that all masks have in common is that a person is pretending to be something else and they're taking on a new character or personality. For this project, you'll have to come up with a character or personality that you want to portray. Later on, we'll talk about some of the jobs out there that people do where you can create a mask, like special effects for movies. While some people even do makeup for a living, and they can do really crazy things with paint and powder and all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and give a quick tutorial on what to do today. There are a lot of really important steps. I need you to follow my directions and pay attention to this video. Remember, if I don't tell you to do it in the video, please don't do it yet. One thing that you should have done when you walked in was picked up one piece of tape, and you should be sitting in front of one of these molds. Now, it looks like a face, but we call this a mold. This is how we're gonna make our mask today. Now, you should also find a Sharpie. You may have to share on your table. It is so important that you go ahead right now and write your name on that piece of tape. We are also going to write our class code on here so that I don't mix these up with another class. So I'll give you the class code now, but I'm just gonna write CC here. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, thank you so much. Now what you're gonna do is flip your mask over, take your tape, and then tape it on the inside. It kind of really doesn't matter as long as I can see your name. That's perfect. And then if you could show me you're ready by picking it up and showing me that you actually taped it in the inside. Fantastic. Now, this should be looking at you on your tray like this. Before we begin our paper mache that we're going to do, I'm going to show you what we're gonna do next. So in a moment, I'll pass out some newspaper. What you're gonna do with this newspaper, and I'm gonna try to hold the camera with one hand while doing it, is you are going to take one piece and then rip it into smaller strips. So I usually get it long ways, and then I pull towards me, and you're gonna get these really long strips. That's what we want. So I'm probably gonna give maybe a minute or so for everyone to tear out some strips of paper. Now with those strips, you want to tear them into even smaller pieces. Do you hear that? Even smaller pieces. And then get yourself basically a pile going on near you, because you will need all these strips for today. And just kind of have a little pile of itty bitty little strips. Now you should have seen these bowls. Hopefully you didn't open them yet. But inside the bowl is kind of just like this milky, watery glue. What this is 50% glue and then 50% water. This is what's going to help make our newspaper paper mache mask. Now we're gonna have another day of doing this, but this is a very fast process that we need to do today. We need to be working 100% of the time until the very end. What you'll do with this kind of water glue is you're gonna take those strips of paper, take them even smaller, and you are going to dip them a little bit in the glue and then kind of rinse off the excess with your fingers, and you're going to apply it to that white mold, and we're gonna completely cover it with newsprint that is covered and saturated with the glue water. So obviously this is sped up, but I want you to notice that I'm going in a horizontal, then vertical, crisscross motion when I'm putting on these layers of newspaper. When I get to the nose and the mouth and the chin, I'm using smaller pieces. Once you've done one layer, you actually need to do more. So just because I have one layer of newspaper does not mean this is done. We actually need 3 to 5 layers for this to actually work. If there's only one layer of newspaper, this just falls apart when I take it out of the mold. So what you need to do is you need to do this at least 2 more times for it to work. So when you're using this method, also be smoothing down all of your parts like the nose and the eyes and the mouth. So as you're working, they're gonna start to stick up. Remember, you need to do at least 2, maybe 3 layers. If you can do more than that, fantastic. The more layers you add, the better it will be. So I'm making sure to add way more. Now I'm doing the 3rd layer really fast, obviously, but the more layers you add, the stronger it will be. You want your mask to be strong. You don't want it to fall apart as soon as I take it out of the mold. Also, make sure to get the outside frame of that mold. Now you don't need to do that really flat part at the bottom of the mold, but I do want you to completely cover the sides with layers. Now, I just want you to keep on working until class is over. When class is over, I will ask you to cover your glue so I can reuse it for the next class. Throw away any trash into the nearest trash cans. We don't need strips of paper. And then today, we are putting these molds on the back counter. Don't touch them again once you put them back there so that they can dry. Cleanup will be very serious today. I will definitely need you to scrub down the tables and make sure that your hands are clean. We will worry about cleanup when we get there. Please just focus on creating layers. I hope that you'll have an amazing day. Let's follow instructions and make this mask awesome.